Hey, you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost. Peekaboo. I see you. Because I'm mute. I need to settle it down a little bit because yesterday I was in such a good mood. I was so energetic. And I got all these comments on there and people were like, Peter, you're manic. What's going on with you? God forbid I have a good day. Beast! Because I'm YouTube famous now. Na 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 na. The album, Dad, Shimmy Shimmy, AF. I was just sitting on the front porch and I was listening to a little music to get inspired for my drama video of the day. And I was listening to a little Poison. And so this goes out to all you lonely gals out there. Every rose has its thorn, just like every night has its dawn. Just like every cowboy has its sad, sad song. Boost! That's what I love the comments when people say, Peter, you actually can sing. Can I? Pour some sugar on me! All right, let's get into today's video. I am having just a fantastic day. You know, I got a comment yesterday on my video. Listen, Linda. Shady. I feel like all the other drama channels can get like super shady and people are like, yes, we love your shade. But anytime I get a little shady in a video, like yesterday I was talking about the fashions, you know, it's called fashion, Brenda. But anyway, anytime I get a little shady in a video, people are like, Peter, what's wrong with you? Like, listen, okay, I'm sassy, I'm shady. That's who I am, and I'm back, okay? And I'm gonna be sassy and this is the summer of sass and shade. So just get ready for it, all right? And I have to tell you, yesterday, well, first of all, you guys were so kind yesterday. I got so many comments on my videos, and people were like, oh my God, I'm so excited that you're back, and I'm so happy that you're back, and it's so good to see you, and blah, 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 whatever, right? And then I got a comment, and it was from somebody that's watched my videos for a very long time, and they're very nice, and they've commented a lot on my videos, and I really appreciate it, but they said, you really don't look very good at all. And I'm like, well, listen, Linda, okay, I just had acute pancreatitis, and I also have a stuffed stool at my colon, and I lost almost 30 pounds as a result of all these health issues, and I had to cancel my hair appointment, which I'm getting tomorrow. So, no, I probably don't look very good, but I'm doing my best, okay? And the fact that I'm actually sitting in front of this camera makes me so happy that I get to get back to doing something that I absolutely love. And it's so funny because I pulled this shirt out of the basement, and I don't know if you guys remember when I used to wear this shirt, but it used to be like real tight on me, and now it's like super baggy, and like none of my clothes fit anymore. It's an excuse to go shopping. I actually just spent $1,000 online. I did. I spent $1,000. Not shopping, paying medical bills, actually. Paying medical bills from the last month so I can meet my deductible for my insurance. But anyway, so it's an exciting day. I was sitting outside on the front porch. I was listening to a little music. I was drinking a little iced tea. My good Judy Melissa, she has swayed me to the other side. Okay, I used to drink that like peak iced tea or whatever, and she has been going on and on and on about this Milo. Have you heard of this Milo's iced tea? You can get it at Walmart, you can get it at Meijer, whatever. She swears by it. So about a week ago, she texted me and she said, I left you a surprise on your front porch that I went and I got at the grocery store. And she put this jug of Milo's iced tea on my front porch, and I was so excited about it. So I've been drinking iced tea and I love it so much. But anyway, last night, I stayed up and I watched, what did I watch last night? Oh, we watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Love, love, love. And then, although I would have loved to have seen more Marlo in it. We need more Marlo in The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then I stayed up and I started watching Love and Death on HBO Max, which is basically a redo of Candy with Jessica Biel, which I think was much better done. It's about Candy Montgomery, who killed her best friend in Texas in 1980. And if you're watching it, let me know what you think in the comment sections below. I just like, okay, here's my thing. The whole thing is about like an affair that occurs and between all these churchy people, which you churchy people out there, okay? You're sinners. You're not Christians. She literally sits in a car with this guy and she goes, so, would you like to have an affair with me? Who asks that of somebody? Who asks somebody to have an affair with them? So anyway, I don't know. It would depend on the person. Maybe if Daniel Craig showed up to my doorstep, I might ask him if he wanted to have an affair with me. But it seems rather formal, don't you think, to ask somebody to have an affair with you? Cheaters! Cheaters! So anyway, I watched that, and then I went to bed, and I got a very good night's rest last night. So, yeah, so here I am, and today I'm going to be talking about Marlena Stell and Jaclyn Hill. And this is something that occurred several weeks ago, but I wanted to cover it over on my channel. I said in my video yesterday I was going to go back and talk about some drama that had occurred in the last couple weeks because I wasn't around to cover it, so I wanted to cover it now. So, I want to get every rose has its thorn. Don't you love 80s glam rock? Oh my God, I do so much. Anyway, so I want to get into this and I want to start talking about this right away. Now, what had happened, what had happened, if you don't know what you don't know is a lot, is that Marlena Stell dipped in to the Jaclyn Hill Reddit thread, which I believe is called like Jaclyn Snark or something like that. I'll look it up in just a second. But anyway, it's on my receipts. My receipts, Whitney. Whatever you want, anything. Oh my God, people ask me all the time. They're like, what videos do you watch? Like, who do you watch? Do you watch this person? Do you watch that person? Let me tell you what I watch, okay? I watch these videos. Like, I went down the rabbit hole the other day. Actually, my friend Tanya Jean last night, we got laughing so hard because I said, what are you doing? And she goes, I fell down the rabbit hole of Ryan O'Neal. I go, Ryan O'Neal? She goes, yeah, right now I'm reading an article about John McEnroe and Tatum O'Neal. I go, girl, what is this, 1987? I said, how boring. And she goes, I know, but I start, and this is what happens is when I watch TV shows, like I start looking up the cast and then I, you know, whatever. So anyway, I watch the most random videos and I get recommended all these videos and they're always like the top 10 moments of this or the top 7 moments of that, right? So I've been watching all of these videos that are like diva moments of Aretha Franklin, diva moments of Gladys Knight, diva moments of Patti LaBelle, diva moments of Madonna, I am like obsessed with these diva moments where they catch them like on talk shows and they say like the shadiest stuff about people. Mariah Carey, okay, now I love some Mariah Carey, you know, but woo! But she is like the shadiest person out there. She lets people have it, okay? But I will tell you this, Aretha Franklin said she can't sing. She said she can't sing. And they all are so shady to Nicki Minaj. They don't, any of them like Nicki Minaj. But anyway, I don't know if they're threatened by Nicki Minaj or if they just don't think she's a good singer or whatever or something. And Mariah Carey said something like, does she sing or does she rap? Like, I don't really know or something like that. But that's what I've been watching on the YouTubes lately. All right, so Marlena Stell, she came out and she took to the Reddit thread. She had it. She had it, okay? Well, first of all, I think she put this up on her Twitter, and she said, she put this little, like, meme up here, and it says, you are more powerful than you know, and they, oh, no, this was, like, concurrent with when she posted the Reddit thread, and it says, you are more powerful than you know, and they fear the day you discover it, and she said, this is the year I take my power back. No more being nice to only to get trampled, no more staying quiet in fear of what people think, and no more letting people take advantage. And then she went on to say, somebody said something to her and she said, thank you. The shittiest part was it was during the time of my abusive relationship, so I couldn't fight back because I was dealing with personal life crumbling too. I was afraid to speak up in fear of being viewed as a hater of Jaclyn Hill or being jealous, so I stayed quiet. And you know, I often think that that is what is going on with a lot of these people that are done wrong by these beauty influencers or YouTubers in general or whatever, right? Is that they have so much stuff going on in their personal life. I mean, we all do, right? And so depending on the timing of when stuff is going on, it's like, it's like pick your battles, you know? Like that's something that I was taught early on by my dad. It's like pick your battles. And then in recovery, something that we always say is, would you rather be happy or would you rather be right? And I think for many of us in life, the idea of being happy is more important than the idea of being right, especially when you're going through life crumbling, like she referred to, situations. And it's like, okay, do I want to come out and tell some truths about Jaclyn Hill that 90% of the people that are her fans are going to say, you're just a hater and you're jealous and yada, yada, yada anyway, or whatever? Or do I wait until several years later when the truth has been pulled out from Jaclyn Hill, and then everybody can see, because now people are starting to believe that maybe Jaclyn Hill is not on the up and up like so many people believe, because she's had failed launch after failed launch, and she's lied about this, and she hasn't addressed the Cozy situation, and we still don't know if she was ever anything to do with Jaclyn Cosmetics, and she still hasn't addressed that. And it's like all of these different things surrounding Jaclyn Hill, which to me makes me feel like Jaclyn Hill is, quite frankly, one of the biggest phonies on the face of the earth, okay? Honest to God, I believe she is somebody that has had a lot of good backers because of her views and subscribers on YouTube. She's had a lot of people that have backed her financially, but in reality, she's a pretty big phony, is what she is. She's a pretty big phony that has some natural makeup talent. That's all Jaclyn Hill is to me. I don't even really think that she's that creative. I don't think she comes up with her own ideas. I think that she is very good at taking other people's ideas, which has been proven. I think that she takes other people's ideas and slaps her name on it, and, you know, that's what it is. And so, yes, I think that people are starting to see the truth about Jaclyn Hill, and so for Marlena to come out at this point and say, listen, y'all, I'm going to tell you what really went down now, okay? I think it's actually, and you know this is one of my favorite words, an apropos moment. Because I think that what she had to do, because she knew it would have been screwing the pooch years ago if she would have come out and said it, because she would have got a backlash of hate, right? But she was smart. Marlena Stell is smart. And what she did was she waited patiently, quietly, and silently until the moment that she knew if she came out and said something about it, people might be willing to listen. Why? Not because of her, but because of Jaclyn Hill's actions. Jaclyn Hill is the one that has done this to herself. Jaclyn Hill is the one that has set this up. Jaclyn Hill is the one that done screwed the pooch, okay? And she has. And I think Jaclyn Hill's career is about over. I really do. She can't really get any views and stuff anymore. You know, she hardly ever posts a YouTube video. I mean, people are bored of Jaclyn Hill. They just really don't care. So anyway, Marlena goes in, and she goes into this Reddit thread. Hold on a second. Now, this is very, very long, you guys, so I'm going to read this to you in its entirety, and then I will respond and tell you guys what I think about it. So, it's on Jaclyn Hill Snark, and she posted on here and said, I am tired of staying quiet, especially after the Jaclyn Nicholson with the Cozy brand situation incident, because that's yet another woman in a lineup of many who have been done dirty by a manipulative liar. I'm tired of not speaking everything in fear of being called a hater, looking for relevancy. But since I closed my brand already, I don't have to worry about being told I'm trying to drum up sales. Been holding this all in for 7 years. I have forgiven Jaclyn for losing Makeup Geek $1 million. So if you don't know what she's referring to, I think she gets into it in a second, but she's talking about the fact that Jaclyn Hill, at the very last moment that they were supposed to do a collaboration, like walked away from the collaboration, okay? I've forgiven Jaclyn for losing Makeup Geek $1 million, even though it was a shit move and hurt my company horribly. I should have gotten the contract signed, but never imagined a friend would pull out knowing the inventory was already in-house. Hardest life lesson I've ever learned, which for me is her taking complete accountability and saying, you know, I should have had the contract signed, I did, you know, whatever, I trusted a friend, whatever. So she's taking a lot of accountability. I even texted her pictures of all the crates of products sitting in my warehouse. That's why Makeup Geek struggled so much after 2016. On here, she actually also, hold on a second, I'll find them for you in a second, but she actually also includes pictures of the inventory. That's why Makeup Geek struggled so much after 2016 was a literal $1 million worth of product was ordered. Retail revenue actually lost was $4.5 million. $1 million was just what was invested in product order. Many boring palettes happened after that in an effort to recover costs. In the nude palette, bunch of other ones in the same packaging because I had 100,000 units. I ended up tossing thousands of them last year when I announced the Makeup Geek closure. But what hurt even worse than the financial wreckage was her pretending to be a friend only to drop me like a toilet wad as soon as she found someone else to give her what she wanted. Info on how to start a makeup brand. meaning Linda from Morphe. Meanwhile, I was thinking it was a true friendship, so I went out of my way to give her secretive information like labs and packaging connects. I even drove her personally to San Francisco from Napa to do an in-person meeting with a vendor to help her with her lipsticks. She was Makeup Geek's biggest affiliate, so I could have just not helped her, knowing it was technically competition for another brand. Hold on just a second. But I knew how hard it was starting a brand from scratch with no help. I believed in her and actually did love her like a friend and wanted to see her succeed. She's crazy talented in makeup. Once Jaclyn became friends with Linda from Morphe, not only was I dropped, but she took Linda to every lab I gave her. I put my reputation on the line by asking favors from my vendors to meet with her. The final straw of friendship for me was seeing her at my lab with Linda the same day as me while she blew me off and stated she was too busy to meet for even a coffee. She lied, saying she had errands and couldn't meet up. Meanwhile, that afternoon, my team sees her and Linda at my lab while we're there. That was the day I knew who Jaclyn truly was, and I felt stupid and deceived. I messaged Jaclyn months before Lipstick Gate and told her I was hurt all this time and stated my feelings about the shady business practices of Morphe, lying about the restocking vegan palettes, subpar quality, etc. When I stated it was a shit move to pull out of the collab, she had no remorse and said, "What do you want me to do, Marlena?" And yes, I warned her about that lab, but she did a rush job and went with them anyways. I knew it was a rush job when Lipstick Gate happened because my other vendors who denied the last minute requests from Morphe told me. Again, that's why I was vocal about Lipstick Gate, because I knew what happened, even as she was lying through her teeth, fuzzy gloves and all. Or fuzzy gloves my ass. It hasn't been one thing with her, but a repeated series of lies. Stepping on other women to serve her what she wants, stealing other brands, blaming everyone else for her poor morals, and so much more. I know I've been blunt lately, but honestly, I am fucking fed up. And no, I won't do a video because fans are rabid and I want to keep some semblance of peace after working so hard the last 4 years to get rid of toxic people and things in my life. I should probably not blast her on social even, but the Jaclyn Nicholson instance was so damn shitty that I'm just fed up. So that's why I post here and there, because it's hard to keep quiet when I see so much shit happening to other women too. Stealing Cozy from Jaclyn and mocking the trademark, which Jaclyn did in a video, was disgusting. Don't get me started on lying about her family-owned business either. Becca CEO, Jen Gerard, myself, Jaclyn, and now Lana. These are just some of the people wrecked by Jaclyn's selfish and shady moves. There's a common denominator here, and it's not all of us. Thank you for letting me rant. Woo, that felt good to release. Now, you know, you think about the fact that it took her 7 years to come out and talk about this, right? And yet, when I saw this come out, there were a lot of people that were really, really supportive of Marlena. There were a lot of people that were saying, you know, like, thank God you finally told your truth. Like, we knew that this was going on for a long time. What was interesting to me is, you know, that I love a saying by Maya Angelou that, you know, when someone shows you who they really are, believe them. They know themselves much better than you. Jaclyn Hill has shown the world who she is. Not by one action, not by just 2 actions, not by 3 or 4, but by many, many actions at this point. And yet, there are fans of hers that continue to buy her products, continue to defend her ad nauseum, continue to defend her victimization and saying that people are bullying her. It is unbelievable to me, okay? The fandom that Jaclyn Hill has developed around her that will protect her at any expense, you know? And I've said this in a lot of my videos before, you know? There are people out there that I am just an absolute huge fan of. Like, I love Stevie Nicks. Like, I'm an absolute huge Stevie Nicks fan, right? But if Stevie Nicks did some things that were inexcusable or problematic, it would really make me look at her in a different way, you know? I think it's no mystery to anybody that I have been a fan of The Roseanne Show since I was in high school. I loved that show. I loved Roseanne Barr. I loved everything about that show. It was homey to me. It was my youth. It was growing up. I still love to watch the Halloween episodes from back in the day. You know, on and on and on. Everything's so spooky, as Crystal says. But when Roseanne started becoming problematic and, you know, saying a lot of things that were highly problematic, like, I could not, as a fan, defend that. And this whole idea that we want to talk about parasocial relationships, you do not know this woman, okay? You do not know Jaclyn Hill, okay? She didn't even wear her worthless jewelry to her own damn wedding. She came up with a line. I mean, this is so baffling to me that people don't see this for what it is. Jaclyn Hill came up with a line of wedding. She literally monopolized, okay, or monetized her own wedding to make money off of her own wedding by putting out a jewelry line, okay, a wedding collection jewelry line that she thought was so gaudy that she didn't even wear to her own wedding. She couldn't wear the earrings, she couldn't wear a necklace, she couldn't wear a ring, she couldn't wear any of it, right? She wasn't willing to even put a stitch of that gaudy-ass jewelry, that cheap Claire's Boutique jewelry. She couldn't even care to put any of that on for her own wedding when it was her wedding collection. Like, that is unbelievable to me, you know? Like, you don't even stand behind your own products. That you wouldn't even wear them to your own. I mean, you would think if you're going to sit out there and you're going to say in Instagram after Instagram story, oh my God, you can wear this to this and you can wear this to that. And it can be a moment of your wedding and blah, 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 whatever. That she would have at least worn it to her own wedding. Hell, it would have been a great marketing tool. That's as big of an idiot that Jaclyn Hill is. That if she had worn her own jewelry to her own damn wedding, it would have been a marketing tool of the century. Because people would have been like, oh my God, she wore her own jewelry. I want to be like Jaclyn Hill at my wedding. She wore her jewelry to her wedding. I want that jewelry as well. She's so dumb she doesn't even care because she's so arrogant. What she wants instead is to wear top of the line stuff because she knows she ain't going to put that junk jewelry on her neck and wear it to her own damn wedding. She's not going to do it, right? But all Jaclyn Hill cares about is the money. And she has screwed people over time and time and time and time again with her actions. And it's baffling to me that people do not see it. She refuses to take accountability for anything. She constantly victimizes herself. She constantly says that people are bullying her. And I'm like, girl, you are a public figure, okay? You asked for this. You asked for this huge, you know, she came out not too long ago and she said she really feels sorry for these younger creators out there because they don't know what they're getting into and whatever. Basically, she was referring to Michaela Nogueira because that's the only person she cares about. But anyway, and she was like, you know, if I knew then what I know now, what, girl? You'd give it all up and still be working at the Mac counter? The hell you would. You sit around 23 hours a day on a couch watching TV, waiting for your husband to cook you up something in the kitchen. And that's the damn truth. I see it on your Instagram stories, okay? You shop at Lululemon, you might work out for an hour. Girl, you have a blessed life, and you are so ungrateful for what people have given you, and yet they still, to this day, even though you come out and you say, the one thing I've learned in 10 years is how cruel people are. You don't even acknowledge the blessings and the peace and the love that people have given you and the support and the financial support that they have given you to have 15 Birkin bags, a $200,000 car, $1 million house, and be able to support your whole family. You don't even have the gratitude to support people or to thank people for doing that for you. You just want to talk about the cruelty and victimize yourself and say that people are bullying you and they're cruel. Well, girl, that goes along with the territory, okay? When you're a public figure, whether you're a real housewife, or Kardashian, a movie star, or a public figure on YouTube, whatever you are, that goes along with the territory. And in 10 years, I would have thought you would have figured that one out at least, okay? You sure as hell can't figure out to wear your own damn jewelry to your wedding, but you might have figured out that some criticism goes along with the way, especially when you screw up as much as you do. And you screw up a lot. And I've said this, and I defended Jaclyn Hill ad nauseum back in the day, and I wished and I hoped that she would come out and she would take accountability for her actions. And I really believe that if Jaclyn Hill came out, and in the past she had addressed each of these situations and taken accountability for it, and even just said, I'm sorry, you guys, I messed up, like I screwed up. right? Instead of always blaming it on something else, I think her outcome would be a lot different. I think people would have been like a little bit more supportive, which is why it's baffling to me that she still has, it's not a huge group, but she still has a small group of supporters out there that defend her at no expense or any expense, right? So then what does Jaclyn Hill have to say about this? Well, Jaclyn Hill comes out, you know, on her Instagram story, which is where she lives. She lives on her Instagram story, and she puts this meme up, okay, which looks like blank screen to you. And she says, every day I fight the urge to not go on a Kanye rant and set the record straight about a lot of shit. Girl, why don't you set the record straight about what really happened with those lipsticks? Why don't you set the record straight about how not just Marlena Stell, but because behind the scenes, so many of us know many people warned you about those labs. Many people warned you to not use those labs, and you chose to do it anyway, okay? And then lied to your audience, saying that you didn't know anything when you did, and you did know about those labs, and you chose to go ahead with it anyway. Why don't you take some accountability and tell some truths about that? Why don't you tell some truths about the fact that you were never CEO of Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics or Jaclyn Cosmetics, or that you weren't even really any major role in that, and that wasn't a family-owned business, because we now have court documents that show that. Why don't you talk about the 25 million people that crashed your server? 25 million people that were on your server at the same time. You want to tell some truths about that? You want to tell the truths about how you didn't order enough mystery boxes, or how the fact that you didn't know that Kaylin Nicholson had a brand named Cozy out there, another influencer? How many truths do you want to tell? Or do you just want to tell truths on the people that you think that you can say again, oh, everybody's so mean to me. Everybody's bullying me. Girl, it's a new, I'm going to say it nicely. It's a new, because I ain't putting 25 cents in the cuss jar. It's a new day, okay? And Jaclyn, it's time for you to maybe reinvent yourself a little bit. And as you reinvent yourself, take some accountability. And if you want to tell some truths on some people, the first person I'd start with is yourself. Because there's some truths out there that you ain't telling on yourself. But a lot of us out there, we know those truths, okay? Just be thankful, Jaclyn, that we haven't started talking about those truths yet in videos. But the day will come. The day will come. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.